It's gonna be alright.
Hi everybody, it's me Nina. I am doing much better today. Still weak, but I'm doing a lot better. Thanks for all of your kind comments and prayers. I appreciate it. I actually told Steve today that I wanted to get out and run to Hobby Lobby because this is the week that they have their yarn marked down and 30% off. So he took me out there and he drove me right up to the door and dropped me off. And then I just walked in and he came and found me. But he's just so sweet. I'm telling you, he knew that just from the parking lot to the store would have been way more than enough. But so I walked back to the yarn department and looked around there for quite a while. I want to show you what I found. I've never used this yarn before, and I thought that it was so pretty. It's from the Yarn Bee, and it's called Soft Secret. It's a 4-weight yarn, but it has like you can tell, I think, through the camera, it's got like a shine to it. So I got this color of green, and it is called avocado green. And then Steve picked out this one, and this is lilac, which are walls. And then this color is just the cream or ivory. So what I'm doing with these 3 colors is I just started a blanket for our bed. The other blanket that I made, this one, the colors don't match in the bedroom, but they kind of pull the purples and stuff together in here. So I just leave it on the back of a chair. So what I started this evening is this is going to be a tulip blanket. You can see the lilac tulips there. I started making one of these years ago. It's been quite a long time. And when my granddaughter was a baby and we babysat her, I would sit over in the recliner, and I had only got it big enough to fit like on the back of a chair. And so it was on the back of the recliner, and when I would rock her, she would stare and then start picking at the colors in that. That blanket I had started, it had a line of the lilac flowers, and then the next line I had pink, and I just went back and forth between the lines. But this one, I'm going to do all lilac. It's all going to be the same. So I'm kind of excited, hopefully, to be able to get this one done this time. I'm not sure why I stopped the last time. I don't know if I ran out of yarn and just didn't go back and get it, or maybe if I had problems with my arthritis too bad. I don't remember. Excuse me. I went ahead and got 2 of each of these colors while we were there. And Hobby Lobby, I've used all of their, I love this yarn, that type of brand, and I love this cotton. I've used those, but I've heard of the Yarn Bee, but I had never used it before. And when I seen the way that it kind of had just a softness, a glow to it, I thought, oh my goodness, I've gotta try that on that blanket, because I've been wanting to start this for a very long time. And so I thought, Steve was telling me that when he went to the grocery store, when I was sick and I didn't get to go, he was telling me that he was going to get me some flowers. And he said, I knew that if I spent $60 on a bouquet of flowers for you, you would have had a fit. And I said, yeah, you know me, I would have. I said, I would have much rather had yarn. Because I've been using the yarn that I have doing projects that I've been doing. And I have a little bit of that, the one that I showed you guys the other day, that I'm going to be working on another type of a blanket. But yeah, I don't ever have too much yarn, saved ahead of time. I usually try to buy what I need, when I need it, and not have too much because, as you guys know, our house is very small. So I don't have room to be stashing a bunch of yarn the way that some people do. It would be very nice. I've seen some women, they get like bookshelves and stuff and have their yarn stashed like laying this way on a bookshelf filled up. And that would be a good idea. I told Steve I wouldn't mind having, a spot for that one of these days. But excuse me, right now is I don't really have a place for it. We kind of have everything filled up the way it is now. So I talked to my mom, called me and again today, and she said that my youngest brother had called her early this morning and said that he wanted to come and see her today and wanted to bring her breakfast, her and Chummy. So Mom said, sure, so he brought him over McDonald's breakfast this morning. I thought that was so sweet. And he was telling Mom he wanted to take her and Chummy back to see the new house that he was building. They've seen it, but now my brother's moving in. So they went and seen, I guess where things are going to be at. I don't really know what all they talked about. But, Mom said it was very nice. And, I'm very happy for him. The only thing he was telling Mom that was kind of sad was my dad had I'm not sure where they got it. I don't know if my brother got the coon or if my dad did, or I don't remember the story. But there was an albino raccoon, and however it happened, my dad ended up having it stuffed. And my brother, many, many years ago, and my brother kept that all those years from when he lived here, when he lived at home with Dad and Mom. And when he got out of high school, he went into the Marines. And so when he moved, he took that with him, and he's carried it with him everywhere. And he was wanting it because in this new house, I guess he's going to have like a man cave. And he wanted it to be in there, in his man cave. So my brother and his wife raised English bulldogs, and they only have one left. I think one had to be put down, and this one is 11 or 12, and it's getting pretty close to being put down, But it's their baby, and it's really hard on them to lose them. But when they moved into this new house, I guess they laid or set the raccoon, because it was on a stand, like it was standing, and set that down, and that dog chewed the ears off of it. But I can imagine after making sure that was taken care of all those years, to have that happen, it probably really broke his heart, because my brother Jack is real sentimental when it comes to things that were my dad's or anybody, in the family. And my oldest brother will tell you he's not sentimental at all. It's so funny how family members can be. I think us girls, all of us girls, are all pretty sentimental about things too. But so anyway, yeah, he got moved in, and he took Mom and Chummy over there to check everything out, and he brought him back home, and Mom said that she was feeling so good that she, I think they stopped at the store, and I'm not sure what all they did, but she was feeling so good that she enjoyed being out of the house for the first time. Today, when Steve and I went out, we didn't do much. I wanted to stop, like I said, at Hobby Lobby and pick out this yarn, and so we took a ride down in the area where Steve grew up at, and it was a beautiful day. So many farm animals were out today enjoying the sunshine, and so he had let our chickens out, and they were not good girls today. They were down by the road. First time they'd done that. They were up in our neighbor's yard, which she doesn't mind. They're not going to tear up anything. But there was a little boy that was walking down the road, and I happened to look out my window when I was in the recliner over there, and he was so cute. He was talking to the chickens. I, of course, couldn't hear him, but I could tell that he was talking to him, and he was all excited. And I told Steve, I said, uh-oh, your chickens are out by the road, and because he's been taking care of them. And so he went out and went ahead and put them back in the coop, or in the run, so they wouldn't be out in the road, silly things. They never had done that before. They usually, as you guys know from me filming, they'll stay over against the where that culvert and stuff is. But I guess they were enjoying that sunshine, and they wanted to get out and nose around. I don't know. But we've been getting good eggs. Steve got 4 again today. And the other day, he said I think he got 6 or 7. And so, it's getting springtime because they're starting to lay again, which is a good thing. Because I've had people that's been wanting eggs. And so, yeah, we'll be able to help some people out, hopefully, real soon. We haven't been fixing as many eggs lately because we're not baking like we were, Trying to get back on track and, eating healthier and stuff. But today for dinner, I'm feeling a lot better, but I was still really, really weak. And Steve said, I think I'm going to make them BLTs for dinner. And oh my goodness, did those hit the spot. I actually ate 2 of them, and they were so good. So that was an easy dinner for him. I helped put the sandwiches together, and we sat down and enjoyed that. I think he ate some Doritos, but I didn't eat anything with them. He loves chips, as you guys probably remember. And that's one of his downfalls is chips. But he's going to try and get a little healthier eating so that he can lose weight and be able to have that surgery. He goes in April to talk to that surgeon about having that hernia surgery again. I hate to him to go through that again, but his bowels are up in it, and they're causing problems, and he can't even have a colonoscopy. Remember last year he went and they tried to do a colonoscopy and couldn't do it, and then they even did something with air, and it wouldn't even work. So yeah, that's not good. So hopefully they'll be able to help him, and he'll come through surgery good. Oh, and talking about surgery, those of you that follow along, Camper Van Kevin and his best friend Felix. Felix has his own channel, Big Dog RV, and Felix had pancreatic cancer. He was at camp one day, and all of a sudden his eyes just turned real yellow, and they thought, what in the world? What happened? And here, he didn't know it, but he had cancer, and went and he had chemo. So his surgery was actually yesterday, and they did a Whipple surgery. I guess they go in. It's really a complicated surgery. They go in and they take part of your pancreas out. And Kevin made a small video, put it on Facebook last night, that the surgeon came out. It took, I think, 6 or 7 hours for that surgery. But the surgeon came out and said that he got all of the cancer and that he got really good margins. So that means, all the way around where that cancer was, they took out extra pancreas and stuff to make sure the margins were clear. And they were. So that is awesome. The only thing with this blanket, I just finished the next row. This green is the leaves. As you can see at the bottom there. The purple, of course, is the flower. But every time you finish a row, you've got to change your yarn. I don't like that part of it. And then later I'll have to go back and sew in all of those little tails. So I'm going to cut this off and get ready and put my other piece on. And that one is going to be the lilac. Our bedroom, you guys have seen it before. It's that really dark green. I don't like it. It makes it nice to sleep, but I don't like that color of green. And so I told Steve, when we get this, or when I get the blanket done, I thought it might be a good idea to paint the walls. Maybe do it a pretty, this color of lilac. Actually, the walls in here are they're lighter than a lilac. You can probably tell if I hold that up. See that? They're actually a spring bouquet, or no, spring blossom, I think it was. Yeah. Alrighty, I'm gonna get started on this, the flower part. I seen on the video when they were showing this blanket that a lot of people were making them the size of a baby blanket. And I thought that would be a beautiful idea. And then you could change every row. You could have a row of, purple flowers, of yellow, of red, of, all different colors, because tulips come in every color. So that would be beautiful to do. And my niece is expecting, the one that is a missionary over in Haiti, and she's still home because she found out she was expecting when they came home on their furlough. So she has to stay because she actually has a surgery done when she was pregnant with her son that is now, what is he, 9, I think, or 10? I don't know. Can't keep track of them kids. They all grow so fast. But anyway, she is going to have a little girl, and she is knitting a blanket. And then I know some lady sent her a blanket for the baby, a crocheted blanket. So I'm not going to crochet one because I thought that baby ain't going to be able to use all them blankets, I'm sure April will want her to use the one that she is knitting for her, with it being her baby. So I thought, well, I found the yarn. It was on sale. I think I'll make Steve and I just something to go on top of the bed. I'll put it over top of the duvet, and it should be, something pretty. And if we paint the room, instead of that dark green, it actually might look bigger in there if it was a pretty lilac, soft color. Might even be pretty with this color. I don't know. That's on these walls. So we'll see. I have been also thinking about redoing the bathroom. I think I might have suggested or said something about that before. But I like the tile in there. That tile is original. And it's underneath the gray, like it's all still white, but underneath the one part right by the wall is my brother had painted it gray. And really underneath that is a real pretty seafoam green. The original, what this house was born. Yeah, I was born. This house was built in 1948, I believe. So it's the original seafoam green tile in there. And even the toilet paper holder is still in the wall, and that's the original seafoam green underneath that dark gray. So I told Steve, I said, I've been thinking about it, and I don't know if I've mentioned it to you. I said, but I thought about redoing the bathroom. I am not a gray. I don't like gray. I don't like silver. Those two colors, I don't know. I just don't like them. And when all of the farmhouse look, everybody had gray walls. I can't stand gray. And I'm sorry if you guys love it, to each his own. We have friends at church that like all white. So yeah, to each his own. I like color, and sometimes I can just look around and this color just perks me up. I love color. So I told Steve I thought about redoing the bathroom and maybe getting off that gray paint and going back to the seafoam. And the only thing is, the cabinet doors underneath the sink, they are original. Everything is original, and they've never been painted. So it's like, part of me is like, oh, do I really want to paint them? But yeah, I do. So I told him, I said, we could paint the cabinets, and then we can't afford a new sink or anything. Actually, that sink, Steve made when he was working, gosh, long time ago, 30 years ago probably, right after Dad and Mom had bought the house. So he had got that sink for them. And the sink is in good shape, but the color has faded and turned a different color. So I was looking up on YouTube the other day, and you can get paint stuff now that it looks like it's a brand new sink. And that way, instead of having to pay for a new sink right now, we can just paint that one with this product. And they say that as long as you don't set like things to scuff it up, that it lasts for years. The people that I watched had it in their kitchen and used it, and it had been 4 years on a rental property, and it still looked really good. It had a few scuffs on it. So I was like, oh my gosh, if they used it on a rental property, can you imagine in your own home? People take care of their own homes a lot more, or a lot better, I would think. So yeah, I thought about that. We don't need new lights or anything. Steve's already updated all of that. So if we just painted the top of the wall, I'm not sure exactly what color. Remember I mentioned I wanted to do some wallpaper, but the walls are like this. They're textured in the whole house. It's all plastered. And so that wouldn't work out because the wallpaper probably wouldn't stick good. My one sister told me that we could sand it down or either, take it down and put drywall, but I don't want that. I don't want to do all that. I want to do things to make it look fresh, but not change it all. If I had the money to do all that, it would be great. But I don't want to get started on a project, because you know how that is when you do a project. It seems like there's always something that goes wrong and you have to fix. So yeah, but I am wanting to get started on that in the spring. So that'll give you guys something new to watch too. So, well, I hope that you enjoyed the little chit chat tonight. I wanted to let you guys know that I am feeling so much better. Just weak. And like I said, that's going to take me about a week to get over. But I've been forcing myself today, which I don't force myself too much. I'm doing okay. I didn't cook and I didn't do dishes. Steve took care of all that. But I did walk, and I just kept thinking to myself, oh, I got to get a cart. So I got a cart so I'd have something to kind of lean on and push, But I'm thankful. I'm so thankful getting out of that crash. So well, I hope that you guys, like I said, enjoyed the chit chat, and I'll show you the blanket the next time I get on, and show you how far I've gotten by the next video. So take care, you guys. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you on the next video. Bye bye.
It's gonna be alright.